1. Introducing guests and participants. 2. Opening speech and introducing the chief guest by Dhamma Professor Chúc Việt. 3. Main speech by our chief guest, Dr. Kavita Chauhan, Editor. 4. Q&A sessions. 5. Votes by Dhamma Sister Nhuận Sa. 6. Closing program by the tradition of the club. I have right, I'm home. In this meaningful and interactive meeting today, it's really my pleasure and honorable for us to welcome Dr. Kavita Chauhan, India. The Venerable Dr. Thích Đồng Đắc, founder and president of Nguyên Thiệu Dhamma Club Việt Nam. All Dhamma brothers and teachers, all members of club, all entrants. Once again, warmly welcome you all to this great virtual meeting today. To understand our Nguyên Thiệu Dhamma Club as well as brief biography of our guest speakers today, now I would like to invite Dhamma Brother Chúc Việt for opening remarks and introducing for our chief guest. Brother, please open the mic to you, brother.
Namo Sakya Muni Buddha, respected Sangha, respected Dr. Kavita Chauhan, India, dear member of the Nguyên Thiệu Dhamma Elite Club, Dhamma brother and sister, very good afternoon to you all. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Kavita Chauhan, India, to our Nguyên Thiệu Dhamma Elite Club, Buddhist School of Buddhist Study, Vietnam. Thank you so much, Venerable, for your kind acceptance of our invitation of the church speaker today. Let me take a few minutes to give you a brief introduction of the School of Buddhist Study and Nguyên Dhamma Elite Club. As we know, the School of Buddhist Study is one of the top schools in the field of Buddhist study in Vietnam. We send a lot number of students to free Vietnam Buddhist University in Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi capital. Our students are usually top students of the exchange exam for operators for program in this university for the betterment of use of English. Nguyên Thiệu Dhamma Elite Club for by van Dr. Thích Đồng Đắc is School of Buddhist Study at Benenbro, private in 2020 with participation of more than 200 months. We are in learning Dhamma Elite under the form of Buddhist English club that we use in the other medium language to understand the Buddha teaching, along with improvement of necessary skill of reading, speaking, listening, and writing for members. It will be a strong foundation and followed by preparation for them to study about in future. It's a basic step for a member of the club to have a good chance to learn Dhamma through English and to understand English in the form of Dhamma. We will have a good approach to many speakers, scholars, and professors in the field of Buddhist study from different countries and different Buddhist traditions, Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar, Thailand, Sri Lanka, India for Theravada tradition, Vietnam, China, Japan, and Korea for Mahayana Buddhism, and Mongolia, Tibet for Mahayana Buddhist tradition. Today, our 23rd Theology with Dr. Kavita Chauhan, India, 2022 in the series of weekly international meeting of the Nguyên Thiệu Dhamma Elite Club, Buddhist School of Buddhist Study, Vietnam. It is with great bliss that Dr. Kavita Chauhan has accepted our invitation as just speaker to have a talk with our member of the club on the content. Once again, thank you for joining us and welcome to Madam.
Thank you very much, Dhamma Brother Chúc Việt. Now, my request Dr. Kavita Chauhan to give your main speech on Dhamma and Tenets of Buddhist traditions today. Over the mic to you, Madam.
Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes. Good afternoon.
Okay. Now it's 12:33 in India, and I think you are 3 hours ahead of me. So, and thank you so much, Bante Dirk, for giving me this opportunity to have interaction with all the wonderful monks and nuns over there, and having a conversation with all of you. And I want this session to be very interactive. You ask if you have any queries, any question, you can ask me. And today we are going to have conversation regarding our learning and speaking skills. So I'm just sharing the PowerPoint presentation with all of you. So it's about the learning and speaking of English. English just a sec, there is some internet problem. First I'll solve that and then I'll continue.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Now
I'm sharing this PPT with all of you. Is it clear? The PowerPoint presentation is clear to you?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's visible now.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So first of all, we will talk about how this speaking system as the human, how we started as the human, what was the timeline when this speaking system, it started? What was that timeline? So when this evolution process, evolution of the human body, which we have, the modern human body, that is Homo sapiens, we are called as Homo sapiens. So as the Homo sapiens, when we had started our speaking skills, so it was earlier, it was through the science, through the body languages. First of all, when the human beings, they started communicating with each other, first they started through the body signs, like through making some verbal significant sound. But that time, that language was not existing. That time, it was normally, it was communicating. Oh, thank you so much. So first, when we started speaking English, just a sec. Yes. So when this modern human body, we as the Homo sapiens, this is a very long, it is a historical process. It is a very historical long process. First, the evolution of the modern human being, then they came together in a community, then this human being, they started living in community. Then they had a need to communicate with each other, but language was not existing that time. There was not any significant language. They were not speaking any language. So very first time, how the human beings, how the normal human beings, modern human beings, how they had communicated with each other, that was through facial sign. That was through body posture sign. So they used to make a significant voice sign, and they used to communicate with each other. And by the time, as the time was now we are developing, and then the civilization came, Mesopotamian civilization, then the Harappan civilization, then this language was developed. And today what we are going to focus, it is about speaking English. And as the Buddhist nuns and monks, all of you whosoever are present in this conversational meeting, English is nowadays, we can say this is a global language. And I'm from India, and I must tell you, English is the basic communicating language as Indians we have. Because in India, we have so much diverse languages. Even as the Indian, I cannot understand the language which is being spoken in South India, Malayalam or Telugu, or it is as indifferent and unknown to me as the language of Vietnamese to me. So there is only one medium with me to communicate, even with the fellow Indians who are from different regions having different languages, that is English. And if we are talking about the Buddhist literature, about the Buddhist text, we all know they are majorly in Pali, in Sanskrit, or in Prakrit. So how the people, the Buddhist community, like in Myanmar or in Vietnam or Laos, Cambodia, Thailand, all across the Buddhist nations. So what will be the medium of communicating with each other or knowing about the Buddhist text, the ancient text? That is English. Because English is the global language nowadays. It's true, we cannot go forward or we cannot communicate with each other without knowing English. And I must tell you one thing, English is a very, very easy language. It's very easy language. Yes, English is a global language. But how to know English? Because the language which we have taken up for today's meeting, for this conversational meeting, for this talk, is about English. Yes, English is the biggest communicating language nowadays in all across the world. This is a language which is spoken by the most of the population across the globe, across the world. And India is one of the biggest nation who speaks English. Because even in India, we have so diverse languages, we cannot communicate even with our fellow Indians without knowing English. So, how to know about English? Like you people, you are from Vietnam and your mother tongue is Vietnamese. And all the Buddhist texts, ancient Buddhist texts, literature has been written into a very different language from you. That is in Pali or in Sanskrit. So, what is the medium to know about the Buddhist texts? English. As I told you, this is the global language. But at the same time, this is very easy language. So how we are going to proceed further about knowing this language? I have made a very short PPT, but I will explain it to you in context of Buddhism, in context of Buddhist texts, literature, how we can cope up with this problem to know about English language. So the very first point which I want to discuss with you is language is never learned. It is acquired. You cannot learn language. It is acquired, means we have to adopt it. We have to acquire it. You cannot learn it. Because knowing learning language is just like you want to teach somebody how to swim, but you are telling that person you stay on the bank of a river and then you learn how to swim. That person cannot learn how to swim without going into the water. So the same way, you cannot know about language without acquiring it, without adopting it. So the very first point, if one wants to acquire language, he or she should follow natural way of learning things. What is the natural way of learning things? Learning things means all across your daily life, the surrounding, the environment you are living in. And very first, from what time we, as a human being, what is the first stage or step of learning language? When a child is born, human child cannot speak, cannot, but you can say after 6 months, a newborn child, after 6 months, that is our human brain. We used to receive the signals, the vocal signals. So a child starts learning language at the very first stage after 6 months. And then across 3 years, a child used to get adapted to the signals, to the signs of the language. And then after 3 years only, a child starts speaking any language. And what is that first language when a child used to start speaking is his or her mother tongue or language. Means, as I told you, in India, we have so different languages. So I come from a state, I come from a region where we have the language Hindi. Hindi is my mother tongue. So obviously, as a child, the very first language which I have learned is Hindi. Because all across my surrounding, my parents, the people are across me, around me, surrounding population, they used to speak Hindi. So, your childhood language is Hindi? No, not at all. So, so the very first stage is for 3 years, when a child used to learn how to speak. Now, the second stage is when the child used to start making the sentences in broken words. At the age of 3 years, a child cannot speak fluently. But with the broken words, he or she starts using the language. And the third stage, all across the world, this third stage is the same. And what is that? We used to teach the small children through pictorial learning. We used to show them pictures of the alphabets, like in English, A. We use a picture of an apple to teach a child A for apple. We used to show the picture of a ball to teach the child that B for ball. We used to show the picture of a cat, C for cat. So showing the pictures of the alphabet, this is the third stage. Now, how we learn our mother language? Okay, we have just now discussed that the very first language which we the very first language is the mother tongue of a child, which a child used to learn. But how we used to learn our mother tongue? So I have it is only in the last and fourth stage that we learn to write. Okay, thus to say L, S, or W, which I have just a sec. Uh, I think somebody is writing. Okay, you can write, please. Go on. So, how we learn the mother language? So, as already I have discussed this 3 stages, how a child used to start speaking English or any language. And the very first language is mother tongue. But how the child used to learn the mother language? So there are 4 stages. It is usually in languages, we used to learn it as L, S, or W. L, S, or W. L for listening. S stands for speaking. R stands for reading. And then W stands for writing. So how this listening procedure goes on? Yes, there are 4 stages: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. These are the 4 stages of learning any language. So first of all, we will discuss listening. What is listening? We all know what is listening, to hear something. But there is difference between hearing and listening. While you are hearing, you can hear a number of things, and a number of things goes to your ears. But while listening, you used to listen only those things which you want to listen. Like, as I told you, learning is not the same as hearing. It requires focus and concentration. If you are like right now, you are listening to me, you are not hearing, you are listening to me. Why you are listening to me, you are not hearing me? Because now you are concentrated, you are focused what I am speaking. You are very much focused what I am telling you, what I am discussing with you. So now you are listening to me. So this is listening. Listening means when you are hearing or when you are focused on something, concentrated. So listening is about concentration and focusing. So that's why listening is different from hearing. You can hear a lot of things, but it's not necessary you are focusing on that. But while listening, you focus what you are listening. Okay, so this is the difference between listening and hearing. Now, there are types of listening. What are the types of listening? Interactive, non-interactive. And what is interactive listening? Interactive listening, where we interact with the number of peoples. We listen to somebody, then after listening, we discuss about what we have already listened, what we have, what we got through listening. So there is interaction between the people, like group discussion. If you are calling somebody, if you are chatting with somebody, if you are speaking with somebody. So this is the interactive listening. Like at the same time, you are listening and then you are interacting after listening. And what is non-interactive? Non-interactive listening is when you are watching television. That time, you don't interact, you only listen while you are watching a movie. You don't interact, but you are listening what is going on there. So this is non-interactive listening. You are listening, but you are not interacting. Now, how to improve listening skills? How you will improve your listening skills? Because you make it very sure to know about any language. And because we are talking here about English, so how to know and how to improve our listening skills of English? You know, all of us are so much blessed that now we are living in a world where we have so many devices for listening, for improving our listening skills. We have so many gadgets for improving our listening skills, which are really giving us a lot of comfortable space to improve our listening skills, like audiobooks, podcasts. You have nowadays audiobooks. You can start that audiobook and you can listen the matter or the content of that book or the podcast, where you can listen, where you can concentrate on the contents of whatever subject you are going through. Now, having conversations, if like you are speaking, and don't hesitate to speak English. Okay, for the very first time, you will speak wrong English. You will have a lot of grammatical mistakes, but this hesitation is the biggest barrier when you are trying to speak some language, whether it's English or any other language. So because I am talking about English, so don't hesitate to speak English, whether it's correct or not. Because the more and more you will develop your speaking skills, you will develop your English language. So now, as we were discussing about the listening skills, so if you want to improve your English movies are the best medium for, in my view, English movies are the best. Don't watch English movies which has been translated into your own language. Watch English movies in language of English only. Okay, one movie you will not understand, two movie you will not understand, but the third one you will start getting the language of that movie, and that is the best medium where you can learn a lot of English words, English sentences, because you are listening. And while you are listening, those words, those languages will automatically come to your mind. So while you are listening, or you are watching movie, you are watching any or you are listening audiobooks, concentrate what the speaker is speaking. If you will concentrate on your listening skills, your listening skills will improve automatically. So this was about listening, because this is the first stage when we want to learn English. Now, speaking. What is speaking? Now, speaking is an act of making vocal sounds, usually for purpose of communication, to convey one's thoughts and feelings in spoken language. So what is speaking? Now, this is the vocal signs. The way how you communicate, speaking. Here, you make vocal sounds. You make a significant vocal sound or signs to communicate with each other. While you are speaking your mother tongue, Vietnamese, while I'm speaking to my mother tongue, Hindi, the vocal sound will be different while I'm speaking in English. So different languages have different vocal sounds. And according to the pronunciation, according to our language, we have to make those vocal sounds. So this is speaking. To make others understand what I am trying to deliver, what I am trying to speak. So this is speaking. Now, skills that gives us the ability to communicate effectively, obviously. If you want to communicate with the other person, what is the medium to communicate? Speaking. When you will speak to somebody, then only you can communicate. When you will speak to your mind, then only you can communicate what is going on in your mind, what you want to try to make the other person to understand. What you want the other person to understand what is going on within your mindset, what you want to communicate. That is through speaking. So speaking. Now, how to improve speaking? Here also we have different speaking skills. What are those different speaking skills? Interactive, partially interactive, and non-interactive. So what is the interactive speaking skill? Again, discussion and dialogue. You just remember one thing and keep it in your mind, that always the interactive language or the interactive skill is through communication, through discussions. When you are discussing something with others, that is interactive skill. What is semi-interactive skill about speaking? Partial means lecture. Like right now, I'm doing partial interaction of speaking skill. Like I'm delivering lecture, you are listening to me. This is the partial speaking skill. Here, I am speaking, but you are listening because I'm delivering my lecture. Now, what is non-interactive speaking skill? That is sermon and speech. Like as the Buddhist follower, all of you whosoever are present here in my this meeting, and as a Buddhist scholar, because I have done my master's, MPhil, PhD in Buddhism, so maybe I'm half Buddhist, and through my thought process, I'm a Buddhist. So being the part of Buddhism, this word saman has a very significant role in Buddhism, because the Buddha, the Lord Buddha, the great Holy Spirit, Lord Buddha, who all through his life after attaining enlightenment, he had delivered sermons. His preachings are known as sermons. In your monasteries or in your temples, wherever you are residing now, your Dhamma teacher, your Dhamma preacher would have been delivering sermons to you, Buddhist sermons. So what you do when your Dhamma teacher used to deliver sermon to you, you listen to it very carefully. So that is, yes. So that is partial speaking skill, because while delivering the sermon, your Dhamma teacher or your Dhamma preacher is speaking, but you are not speaking, but you are listening what your teacher is speaking. So this is non-interactive. Or if you are listening the speech, if you are listening to speech of any speaker. So this is non-interactive speaking skill, where the speaker is speaking, is delivering sermon, and the audience is listening. Now, how to improve the speaking skills? How you will improve your speaking skill? Practice where you can, when you can. Any practice is good, whether you speak to native English speaking. Now, what is this? Now, what is this? Without hesitation, without thinking twice, you start speaking English. Speak in English without hesitation. Whenever you are comfortable, whenever you want to speak, you speak. Don't think twice. And just don't give any attention whether somebody is laughing, somebody is making fun, somebody is making mock of you, whether you are speaking grammatically correct English or not. But the moment you will start speaking English, that is the moment when you have already started learning, listening, and speaking English. So, wherever you are comfortable, whenever you are comfortable, speak in English. Don't hesitate what others will think. You know, in practical life, through my experience, I'm telling you, through it's my practical experience. Most of the people, many monks and nuns I have seen in my whole life, because I have done my PhD and my whole higher studies from Delhi University, and I used to have a number of monks and nuns with me in my class. What I have experienced in my practical life, that many monks and nuns, they had a lot of hesitation what others will think, what others will, how the others will get about their English, about their speaking English. So don't hesitate. The moment you will drop your hesitation, you will start speaking English. Have that confidence. I can speak. Okay, for once, I'll be wrong. For twice, I'll be wrong. For the third time, I'll be better. And more you are speaking in English, your English will improve a lot. I have seen so many monks and nuns in my life, in Delhi University, in Gautam Buddha University, where now I am residing, from where Bhante Juk has done his higher studies. So many monks and nuns, they used to come here. They were not having very much practical knowledge of English, but slowly and slowly, they had a good command over their language of English. Why? Because they had dropped their hesitation. They were not at all hesitated to speak English. And the more you will speak English, the more you will come to know. You will have practical knowledge of speaking English, because while you are speaking, more and more your vocabulary is going to improve. And more you are speaking English, less grammatical mistakes you are going to do. It's my practical experience. So build confidence, and very, very important thing, speak very simple English. Make very simple sentences. Don't use ornamental words. Don't use ornamental language. Don't use complex words while speaking. Speak into a very simple language, into very simple English. Use simple words while framing your sentence. Use very simple sentences while writing your thought process. And that is the best process of learning and speaking English. Using very simple words and using very simple English. Then, no need to speak very fast English, as if I'm having a very good command. I'm an expert of English, so I will speak in a very speedy way. I'll have a very fast speed while speaking English. So go slow while speaking, but not too slow. In your natural way, in your own way, speak English. Don't hesitate to speak. So, not too slow and not too fast. In your natural procedure, in your natural speed, speak English. And use very simple words while framing the sentence, while you are speaking. Now, what is reading? What is reading? Reading is the process of looking at a series of written symbols and getting meaning from them. Now, I have used a word symbols, written symbols. So what is this written symbol? You know, if we look at the very first civilization of Mesopotamia, or the very first civilization of Harappa, Indus Valley civilization, how do we know about the Mesopotamian civilization? We have written symbols which were inscribed on the seals, which has been recovered from the Mesopotamian location. So those written seals, symbols, are the biggest evidence how to know about the Mesopotamian civilization. So what is reading? Reading is the skill when, or it is a process of looking at a series of written symbols. Like if you are reading a paragraph or any book, what is there? How do you read? Words are written there. Words are written there in the form of sentences. Let's talk about your own mother language. If you are reading any book in your own language, what is there? It is a series of written symbols which has been formed into a sentence. And with the collection of sentences, we make the paragraph. And in this way, we proceed while writing. And when that written symbol is going through by somebody, that is reading. Okay? So reading is a process of looking at the written symbols. Written symbols of language. Like whatever I'm speaking here, you are listening. If somebody is writing in the chat box, or something is being written in the chat box, and I'm reading those words, that is reading. I'm going through, it is a process of going through the written symbols. So this is reading. Now, reading is the receptive skill in the written mode. Receptive skill means, what is receptive skill? Now, this is a new word, receptive skill. Means we have to receive it. The skill reading. We are receiving those written symbols. And then what has been written there, we used to understand that. So first we receive those skills, those symbols, written symbols. Now, if it can develop independently of listening and speaking skills. Now, this is very, very important. How to improve reading skills? How you are going to develop your reading skills? Even the procedure of improving the reading skills has different stages and different procedure and process. There are very different process of developing the reading skills. Skimming is the first process. Scanning is the other process. Then intensive reading and extensive reading. Now, what is the skimming learning procedure of improving reading skills? What is skimming? If you are going through a book, if you are reading a book, what is skimming? If you are reading a book or you are reading any content, skimming is the procedure. It is a learning process where the reader is just overviewing what has been written in the content or in the book or in the chapter. Only overviewing the overall, an overview of the content. Now, what is scanning? This is a very common word. You must be using in your daily life. Scan the photograph, scan the document, scan this, scan that. So what is scanning? What is the scanning procedure of learning? What is the scanning process of learning? Scanning is the process where the reader goes through the important content of the written document. Like if you are going through a book and you are reading the book and you have highlighted certain things, certain lines, certain paragraphs, certain words. So that is scanning. Means you are going through the important part of that reading. So scanning is a short, important process of going through the words. Now, what is intensive? What is intensive process of reading? Intensive process of reading is the process where the reader goes through the very deep knowledge of the written document, where the reader goes through the depth of the reading. In a very simple language, I will tell you, when you are reading a book and you are going through each and every word and line, that is intensive reading. Now, what is extensive process of reading? Extensive process, the word itself is clearly mentioning you what is this process. Extensive process means when the spectrum of reading is very broad, where you are reading a lot of content into diverse and in a broader spectrum. So a broad spectrum of reading process is extensive, where you are taking up a number of content, a number of area of reading. Now suppose if you are reading about Lord Buddha's philosophy. So what is the extensive skill of reading Buddha's philosophy? When you will go through that philosophical thought process into a very broad spectrum, when you will communicate it with your daily life, when you will communicate where you are going to connect it with the surrounding of your life, with the normal life procedure of human beings. This is the extensive process of reading. Now, what is writing? As we have already discussed, L, S, learn, listening, speaking, R, reading, and then W, writing. So what is the process of writing? So the act or art of forming letters and characters on paper, wood, stone, or other material for the purpose of recording the ideas which characters and words express. So this is the writing process. So what is the writing process? It's the process of communicating your ideas through written signs or symbols for others. When you are communicating with others, suppose you are reading a novel. So how the writer has communicated with you? The novelist or the writer has written the symbols in written signs. That is word. So this is the writing process. Now, how you will improve your writing skills? Only one simple process. Write as much as you can and write every day. Write every day and as much as you can. If you want to learn how to write English, you will have to write English every day, forming sentences, writing new words. So whatever is coming into your subconscious mind, whatever is your thought process, note down and write it in English. This is the only way to improve your writing skills in English. And this is the only way to improve your English language in writing process. Now read what you want to write about. What is this? Read what you want to write about. Suppose you are not very much familiar with English, and I have told you to write an essay, or I have told you to write a paragraph. What was your experience with me in this conversation? So what you will do? You will note down and you will write what your experience was. And once again, the same thing as I told you, how to improve your speaking skills. Speak very simple word and language. The same thing, how to improve your writing skills. Write in a very easy and simple way. Use simple words to write. So formation of the sentences will become very easy for you. I think all of you must have gone through the preaching and teaching of Lord Buddha. You know, Lord Buddha had always preached, has delivered his sermon. He has always given his sermon in a very simple language, in very simple words, relating to the daily life events and happenings. He had given so complex philosophical ideas in a story form. Suppose you are teaching a child, small child, and you are delivering all the lecture and you are speaking all the complex things and words you are using are very complex. The child will get bored very, very soon. But if you are delivering the same thought process in the form of a story, that will be very interesting for the child to learn. And the child will have interest listening to you. So what is language? Always use very simple language so that your communication should be easy, direct, and transparent. So use very simple language, whether it's English or any other language. And if I'm talking about English, it's very, very easy to enhance or to improve your skills if you are using very, very simple words while speaking, while writing. And form short sentences with very simple words. And start learning English from the basic words. It will help you a lot. It will help you a lot. And you will find that you are in a very comfortable situation, in a very comfortable stage while learning English. English is very easy language. don't get it overcome your thought process. Whenever you are expressing your ideas, your thought process in simple words, it's always the best way to communicate, especially in English. Like whatever I am speaking to you, whatever I'm delivering here, I am using very simple English. I'm using very simple language, very simple words I'm using, so that it will be easy for you to go through. It will be very easy to communicate with you people. You will get me very easily. If I will use ornamental words, very complex words, and I'll form very complex sentences, automatically you will leave my meeting without knowing anything, without understanding what I'm trying to tell you, what I'm trying to make you understand. So always convey your message in a very easy language. So these all four skills facilitate language learning: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And going through all these four learning process of language, especially about English, be very, very comfortable, feel comfortable. Don't hesitate to speak English. Use very simple words, simple sentences. And very soon you will find you are in a very comfortable position in English. It's my personal experience. I have seen so many monks and nuns enhancing their English speaking skills and language through very easy process of learning and speaking by using very simple language of English. So start with small sentences, easy words, and try to increase your interest learning English, because English is a global language. And if somebody wants to have education in India, any monk or nun coming from Vietnam to India, what will be the common language between a teacher and a student? English. Because you cannot understand Hindi or Indian language, and the teacher cannot understand your mother language. So what is the common medium of language to understand each other? That is English. And as you can see, nowadays English it's really becoming a global language, and the largest population who is speaking the language, that is English, being spoken all across the world. And especially if somebody wants to make the studies in India, that person has only one common language, that is English. Anybody has any question, anything to ask about learning English? You are free to ask. Anything you want to ask? Yes, any question? And take the example of Bante Juk. He himself is a living example. How he has improved his English, even his Hindi.
Thank you.
What was the
very much.
process? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, moderator.
you very much, Dr. Kavita Chauhan, for
Thank
enlightening
you, sir.
us a wonderful topic today, Dhamma and Tenets of Buddhist traditions. We have got lots of knowledge and useful information that you have given our club members through your presentation. I believe that all participants and members here have understood clearly and fully about prominent future. Dhamma list and tenets of Buddhist traditions. Once again, thank you, Dr. Kavita Chauhan. Now it's time for
Thank you
us
so much.
to come to Q&A session. Anyone who wants to ask our two guests, kindly open your mics and feel free to ask. Don't hesitate, please. All questions are warmly welcome in this session, please.
And please ask in English. Don't hesitate to speak in English. You ask the question in English. Whether you are using the single word, I will get it.
Dear madam, you hear me?
Yes.
You
Yes,
hear
I
me?
can hear you. Yes, yes, yes.
Thanks for your share experiences that improve English skill. Okay. Must be practice every day. Be confidence, not be comfortable. When I stand in front of everybody, yeah. In India, have many languages, many field example, business English, communicate English, so and so. But which reason you study Dhamma English? Okay.
As everybody knows, India is the biggest diverse nation of the world. We have so many diverse ethnicity, culture, languages, food. You know, Tamil or Telugu, which Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, all these Indian languages which are being spoken in the southern India, they are just so much foreign languages for me as of French or German. I cannot get a single word from those languages, but what is the common language to communicate with the southern Indian people? That is English. I hail from the region where Hindi is the basic mother language. But I have gone through all through my study process in English. I have studied from English medium school. Then I went to Delhi University. There also we had the, though in Delhi University we have bilingual system, that is in Hindi or in English. But because I came from English medium background, so it was very much easy for me. It was very much easy for me to learn in English. Rather, I find English much easier to write than Hindi. Hindi is a very complex language. Bante Duk is so much familiar to Hindi. Yes, English is much easier to write. And in fact, English is the easiest language to learn and to write. Just focus one thing, use simple words, use simple language. Formation of your sentence should be very simple. And the basic thing, first and prior thing, don't hesitate to speak. And congratulations, Bante, you have very good command over English. You have spoken very good English. Go with it.
Yeah.
And this is the way. Every day you form a group of your classmates.
Yeah, right.
Okay, and then communicate with each other in English for 1 hour or for 2 hours. That is the best interactive session. That is the best interactive communication skill. When you are speaking with your peer group in English, with your friends, with your colleagues in English. That is the best way to communicate, and the best way and the best process to learn. and to speak in English. So try to speak every day in English for a certain time. Because all of you are speaking in your mother tongue, I know, but how you will have command over your English speaking when you will practice every day English speaking. So best way is to speak in English with your peer group, with your friends, with your colleagues.
Mhm.
Any more question? And ask the question in English.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for the answer. Now I want to ask a question. How do you feel about
Yes.
Dhamma English? Yeah, how do you feel about Dhamma English? And it have what for your life? Okay, I know that you share experiences. Must be a group, a partner. Yeah, a group, a partner, a practice every day. Yeah, no. I try to do it. And how you feel about the Dhamma English? And what is this? Have what for your life? Okay.
So you want to ask what is Dhamma English? Okay. It is nothing different from common English. English is not any different language of English. It's just very simple English about the preachings, about the sermons of Lord Buddha. Dhamma English is no different language. It's just the same language. It's just the same communication. It's just the use of same words, sentences, which you are using in your daily life. So it's no different language. Use your while learning Dhamma preachings, while learning Dhamma philosophy. It's the same English language. It is no different language. And while learning or while speaking about the Dhamma or preaching somebody about the Dhamma, use very simple English, simple words. Why don't you do one thing, you people, all the venerable monks and nuns sitting there, that you converse with each other about the Dhamma and about the philosophy of Lord Buddha in English. It's so simple. Try. At least you should give a try. Any more question?
That's the time for.
And I'm very happy. And I'm very happy you are so much interested and you are so much interactive in this session. Why not others are speaking English? Speak in English, one sentence at least, so that I can hear you. Bante Duk is such a fine speaker in English. He speaks so well.
Good, ma'am. Now, next question. Vàng Điền, raise a hand. Want to ask just raise
Bante
a
Duk,
hand.
I'm very happy that somebody is sitting here. I don't know his name. What is his name? Who is asking the question? He's speaking so good.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Feel free to speak. Speak your mind. Whatever is coming in your mind, speak. If you will hesitate, you will not learn English speaking.
Yes,
Don't be hesitant.
I'm seeing hand raising from Dhamma
Yes.
Sister Vàng Điền, Dhamma Sister Nhuận Gia.
Yes,
Sister
yes.
Vàng Điền,
Yes.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes. Good afternoon, sister.
I have a question for you. Which
Yes.
skill do you think is the most difficult one?
I'm not getting you. Bantajuk, can you tell me the question?
Which skill do you think is the most difficult one?
Which
Which
question? Bantajuk, can you tell me that question? Sister is asking. I'm not getting her.
Yes, please let her repeat the question. So, okay. Bang Dien, please repeat the question. I understand her question, but I let her try to speak again.
which
Yes.
skill which skill do you think is the most difficult one?
Which skill is
The most difficult one.
difficult?
Yes.
The most difficult skill is when you are not trying.
Yes.
This is the most difficult skill. Otherwise, skills are never difficult. It's always, skills are always the enhancing process of learning and speaking. So skill, only one difficult skill is there when you are not trying, when you are hesitating. So don't hesitate, don't give up trying. Every day practice speaking English, writing English. If you want to go out of Vietnam for your higher studies, or if you want to learn English, you will have to keep trying. And skills are always there to enhance your learning process, your speaking process, your reading process. So there is only one difficult skill, not trying. Try and try and try.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for asking the question. Actually, we have different pronunciation. That's why I'm not getting you. And even the sound is not coming so clear. Otherwise, it was a very good question. And I'm very happy that you have tried. Yes, somebody else has raised her hand.
Yeah. Good afternoon, madam.
Good
Can you say me
afternoon,
your
sister.
some favorite books? Can you say me your some favorite books?
My favorite book. I have so many favorite books. But in English, I have read one translated book of Maxim Gorky, a Russian writer. Though he was a Russian writer, but I have gone through his translated book of short stories, and then Leo Tolstoy book. At the same time, he was also a Russian writer, and I have gone through his book in translated form in English. That was also a beautiful book. And obviously, Mahatma Gandhi's book, My Experiment with Truth. That's about his, it's about his biography. Any more question?
Dhamma sister Thiên Chánh, please.
Hello.
Hello, sister.
I have a question for you now. Can you say to me that how to gain the confidence in English speaking skill? Okay.
How? Can you repeat the question, sister?
Can you say to me that how to gain the confidence in English speaking skill?
Bandijuk, I'm not getting it clearly. Can you
Yes,
Repeat it for me.
can you share with me how to gain or to get confidence in speaking English? Like this. How to
How
gain
to gain
confidence?
confidence?
Yeah, get confidence.
Oh, confidence.
In speaking,
Only one way.
skills, yes.
Only one way.
One way.
Sister, there is only one way of being confident while speaking is not to hesitate. Just think, nobody is standing in front of me, nobody is surrounding me, and I am speaking. That is the best way. Just don't pay attention to others, what they are going to think, what they will think, whether others are laughing at me, making mock of me, they are mocking. Just think, nobody is standing surrounding me, nobody is standing in front of me, nobody is with me, and I'm speaking English. That is the best way to gain the confidence. And the more and more you will speak in English, more and more confidence you will get.
Thank you so much.
And you have really spoken very good English. Why to hesitate? Already you are so confident to speak.
Em xin thưa Vạn Niệm.
Good afternoon, sister. Do you have any question?
Dhamma Sister Viên Thông.
Yeah, please.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sister.
How to get motivated to practice English every day?
Can you repeat the question?
How to keep motivated to practice English every day?
How to keep practice English?
Motivation. How to keep motivation of learning English? Yes.
Then again, I have to tell you only one motivation. I have to speak in English. I have to learn this language. This is the very easy language, and I'm going to learn it. This is the motivation. Because if I'm going to move outside Vietnam, what will be your common language to communicate? That will be English. So think, one day when I'll be on world tour, what language I'm going to speak? That is English. So motivation is that I'm going to enhance my English speaking, my skills of speaking and writing. This is the motivation. Motivation of learning the language which you are thinking is difficult, though it is very, very simple language. I think your mother tongue is much tougher than English.
Thank you very much.
And just think one thing. Keep it in your mind. There are only 26 alphabets, and the whole English, the whole world revolves around those 26 alphabets. You just have to club them, make the words. With the clubbing of the words, you have to make the sentence. With the clubbing of the sentence, you have to make the book. That's it. It's very simple.
Sister Thiên Quang.
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Can you ask you? Can we get you?
Yes.
Do Indian women know many languages? Indian women know many languages. Can you hear? Do Indian women know many languages? Indian woman.
Chắc làm gì?
Can you hear?
Please unmute your mic, ma'am.
Okay, I was muted. You know, sister, India is a very large nation. It's a joint nation. We are geographically such a huge nation. We have number of languages, and from the north to south, from east to west, we have total diverse language, culture, ethnicity. Even the dressing style is so different. So Indian women, like the region from where I belong, we have Hindi as the common language. If you go to south, they have so many languages: Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada. Then if you go to the northeast, the whole northeast area is so diverse. They have 7 states are there, and all 7 states have their own languages: Manipuri, Assamese, and Naga, and all these different languages. Then if you go to west, they have so different language: Gujarati, Marathi, Deccani. If you go to north, they have Kashmiri, Dogra, all different languages. And I must tell you one thing, and Bengali, Punjabi, so many different languages, that I cannot understand these languages except Hindi, because Hindi is my mother tongue, and these languages are so different from us.
Thank you. Dhamma teacher Huệ Nghiêm.
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon.
I see you have a good accent. So, how to write it accent become better?
If you want to improve your writing skills,
yeah,
use very simple words. Very simple words. Just think that using very short words, simple words, and the formation of the sentence in a very simple way. Just a second.
I think she lost internet connection. She lost internet connection. Hello, ma'am. Chúng ta học mấy giờ nghỉ hả? 3 giờ 45 hay 4 giờ?
Có thầy cho mấy cái bạn mà điều hành chương trình đó, nó cũng hạn chế lại đi thầy, có những cái interrupt, chứ nhiều không hồi đợt vừa rồi á, nó dài quá, mấy bạn cầm lên quá trời luôn. Phân tăng 2 tiếng mấy ra, gần 2 tiếng đồng hồ ra muốn xỉu luôn thầy.
Maximum là 4 p.m. ha, maximum 4 p.m. Mấy chúng ta tranh thủ ha. Okay. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ha. Rồi. 5 vị hỏi nữa xong ha.
Dear friend, me.
Ai hỏi thì ta giơ tay lên ha. Want to ask, just raise your hand ha.
Có điện thoại mà ba
ta click vào chỗ hand á, raise hand á.